Hello everyone, this is Jingyi Fu, and today I'll be sharing my experience contributing to an open source project on GitHub. First, project description. The project I chose to contribute to is called Bites of Love. It is an open source visual novel. It is developed by our school UF's open source club, started in fall 2023. The project is really young, and this game is built and maintained by club members. The goal of this project is to create an interactive storytelling experience between specific characters inside the novel and the players. I decided to contribute to this project because I think it is really an interesting game. Also, this project is primarily written in Python, and it requires runpy SDK to run. I didn't fully explore Python's potential when I initially learned this language, since Python is my first programming language, and I focused mostly on grammar. Given Python's wide application, I want to expand my knowledge further. For example, using Python for front-end development. For the latest development version of the game, you can download it in the GitHub. To GitHub overview, below are the two images of the GitHub repository of the visual novel. On the main page, which is the left image, there is a folder named Bites of Love and a README that explains the overall project. The Issues tab lists reported issues and feature requests. Inside the game folder, which is the right image, there are specific codes such as script.py, screens.py, and GUI.py for the user interface. Since the game is UX-based, the user interface is very important. I am assigned to address the issue 84, which is fix control buttons at the bottom of the screen during gameplay. As you can see, it is a little bit difficult to see the options inside the menu. I made three improvements to the UI for buttons at the bottom of the screen. First, adjust button color. I adjusted the color of the buttons from dark gray to dark brown, which enhanced their visibility against the background, making them easier to read and interact with. 2. Repositioned buttons. I modified the y-axis positioning of the buttons, moving them away from the border, but making it separated from the scripts. 3. Font adjustment. I adjusted the font style of the buttons. The change made the buttons more recognizable and user-friendly, making them more like real buttons to be clicked, contributing to a better user experience. This is the GitHub link for my pull request for this issue. This image contains the detailed code of my work. Reflection. Mostly everything worked as expected. Setting up the development environment was straightforward, thanks to the detailed instructions inside the README file. The UI changes were successfully implemented, and the initial tests show they improved users' experience as intended. It is very convenient to see the changes made during the development process, since the runpy launch process is really smooth. Overall, my adjustment made the buttons more recognizable. I encountered some issues with Git, and as I initially did not fork my own repository and found that the commit and the push process a bit confusing. However, I was able to fix it quickly with the help of the community. From the experience, I learned several lessons. First, understanding the existing design and UI framework before making changes is important. I also realized that it is actually not that hard to understand other people's codes. You just need to pay attention and test it a couple of times. Patience are essential when dealing with UI challenges, as the initial attempts may not always yield the result that you desire. Lastly, effective collaboration in the community are important for resolving issues. In the future, I will myself try to develop a game using Python and runpy SDK. Thank you for your time paying attention on the overview of my open source project.